Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to give some information about some of the keyword that has been used while writing the Apex class in the Salesforce. Okay, that is very basic keyword, but most of the us don't know what is the main difference between this keyword. Okay, so we have some of the keyword that are basically used while writing the Apex method or defining a variable or defining like yeah, I think we can use this on the class level as well. Okay. So what is the use of this keyword? Like we have like global, public, static, read only, and constant. Okay, these are the keyword that we basically used when we write Apache class. So what is global? Global is nothing but if we declare a class as a global, okay, that means that class can be used out of the Salesforce as well. Like suppose if you want to expose that class, that means anyone can call that class out of the Salesforce as well. That means if you're using some of the namespaces inside the Salesforce, then we can use that class outside of that namespace as well. Like suppose if you are trying to write a class for the web service, you have seen that this class will be annotated with the global. That means we will use global keyword on the class level. That means this class can be used out of the Salesforce as well. So that means that is global. It can be accessed from any place. Okay. Now the public. Public means if you declare a class as a public, that means that class can be called inside the same namespace, or we can say within the same container. We can say within the Salesforce. That means outside of the Salesforce we cannot call a class that is written as a public class. Okay, so public class can be we can like create an object for that, and we can call from any of the another public class, any of the another uh, we can say global class, or we can say another private class as well. So we have one more. I have forget that one, private. Okay, so we can call from any place this public class. Okay, and the private means nothing but if we define a class as a private, that means we cannot call this private class from any other class. That means we cannot initiate, or we can say we can instantiate that class. We cannot create an object of that class from the any other class. Any method defined in the as a private can be used within the same class. Okay, so now what is use of static keyword? Static keyword means nothing. If you define a method as static, that means we can directly call that method with the help of uh, directly method name. No need to create a object for that. Okay, let's suppose I'm writing a class here. Let me make the this font as a smaller. Okay, let's make it as a 14. Okay, let's here class we can say a. Okay, and we can write like this. And if you have declared a method here like a static void method a. Okay, and like this we have been written, and then this is the body. Okay, so if you want to call this method from any other class, let's suppose I have another class b. Okay, let's suppose I am writing another class b, and I am writing, excuse me, I am writing another class b. So I can call this method a by writing class a dot let's say I am going here a dot let me give here some name here, uh, get name. Okay, this is the method name. So you can directly call this method like this. No need of creating any object. So this is means we can directly call that method without creating any object of that class. So object, I mean to object means we have to write object. How we can create object? A, we can say obj equal to new a. Like this is called the creation of the object. So now for calling after this we have to, if it is not a static class, how we can call them? Can call obj dot, we can call obj dot what is the get name, like this you can call if it is not any static. Okay, so that is the reason static method, for the static method we do not need to create a what is it, okay, this method name, we do not need to create an object for that. Okay, like this you can call. Okay, so we now the read only. So read only, when you define a variable as a read only, okay, that means that variable will be read only, and this value can be modified inside the constructor of the class. So this value will be modified only once, but that is inside the constructor. That means we cannot modify outside of that class any place, like in any of the method of that class, but this value can be updated, or we can say modified, or we can say assign a new value inside the constructor only. This is the main difference of the read only. That means read only variable can be modified, can be updated. Okay, but the condition is that inside the constructor only once. Okay, and the constant variable, that means we cannot modify the constant variable in any place, anywhere throughout the class. These are the main difference between the global, public, private, static, read only and constant keyword. Thank you for watching my video. If you have any doubt, please feel free to comment. I will be providing the doubt clearance, okay, if anything we have. Thank you.